Live from the Bay Area's news station, this is the KRON 4 Morning News.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to KRON 4 News Weekend. It's 8:29. I'm Marty Gonzalez. Isabel Duran is off today. At the top of the news this half hour, Antioch police have searched the home and property of Nancy and Philip Garrido, the couple charged with kidnapping J.C. Dugard 18 years ago. Police are extending the search into the home of a neighbor. Residents identified the house belonging to Damon Robinson, who's lived there for more than 3 years. Back in 2006, Robinson's girlfriend called police after she saw tents and children in the backyard. The responding officer, however, failed to discover the encampment. Robinson earlier told the Associated Press that Philip Garrido was the caretaker of the house until Robinson moved in. Garrido kept an online blog called Voices Revealed. On it, he preaches about mind control and other random thoughts. It's one reason this story has attracted so much attention, not only across the country, but around the world. KRON 4's Dave Gongona takes a look at the huge media presence now in Antioch.
Here on Walnut Avenue in Antioch, there are at least a dozen satellite and microwave TV trucks lining the street where Philip Garrido's house is. In addition to that, there are many more crews from all over the world covering this story. The media has been camped out here day and night as Antioch police continue to sift through Garrido's backyard for evidence. This man works a satellite TV truck for several media outlets.
I was working for a different network yesterday than I am today, and I've only actually gotten 1 hour of sleep.
There were so many media vehicles on the street on Saturday that it took this man, who lives directly across from Garrido, about 20 minutes just to access his own driveway to park his boat. As the investigation wears on, it's also taking its toll on the patience of the neighbors as well.
Now it's to the point where they can't even get in, even my kids can't even get in to come and see us. From the police department down there stopping everybody, but all this media and everything, it's just like out of this world. It's crazy.
This reporter is from Global TV Brazil. He told me why this story has captured the attention of everyone.
The human side of it, right? Doesn't matter what it is, because even if it was Australia, Brazil, Africa, whatever, 18 years in a home prison like this, it's terrible for everyone, and everyone in Brazil is interested in learning what happened in this home here.
In Antioch, Dave Gongona, KRON 4 News.
And police are taking a closer look at the man accused of abducting J.C. Dugard almost 20 years ago. Investigators say that there is a possibility that he might be linked to a number of unsolved murders in the Bay Area. Will Frampton has that story.
A Pittsburgh police officer pulls a new length of crime scene tape. This is at the house next door to Philip Garrido's. Garrido's house is where the El Dorado County Sheriff's Department says J.C. Dugard was held captive for 18 years. Law enforcement had only been searching the Garrido property. Now they have blocked off all of the adjacent property. Despite repeated attempts to retrieve new information from law enforcement, we have not been told why this house became included in the crime scene.
We're live.
2 men were seen coming and going from the house. They did not want to go on camera, but the Associated Press is reporting that this is the house from where a 911 call was made 3 years ago by the then girlfriend of resident Damon Robinson. She was calling police to tell them about children living in tents in the backyard. Sam Cavisto, a neighbor across the street, says everything about Philip Garrido and his property has seemed strange for quite some time.
I never really expected what he had going on, but I expected something, You could just tell by his mannerisms and how he acted that he was trying to hide something, I don't really believe in ghosts or anything like that, but there's got to be just bad energy all about it, There's a lot more to it, I would think. So it would surprise me if you guys were still around for a month.
So while police continue to take a closer look at Garrido, some people are gathering near South Lake Tahoe, however, to celebrate J.C.'s recovery. Reporter Tom Duhane has more on the emotional gathering there.
Sunset on El Dorado Beach at Lake Tahoe. An impromptu gathering to celebrate the recovery of J.C. Lee Dugard.
And we all band together when she disappeared to do everything we could to bring her home, and we've been here ever since, hoping that this miracle would happen.
Ribbons and balloons in pink, J.C.'s favorite color. And in the gathering of about 50 people, some of J.C.'s former neighbors from Myers, who vividly remember the day she was kidnapped.
I saw the stepfather that screaming out like someone took my kid, someone took my kid. So we're driving all around the streets trying to find the car. And
I drive by the house every day, and I pray for her often. And it's just hard to contain, because when you think about somebody all the time.
After the wonderful news that JC was alive, came the shocking details of what her life in captivity has been.
It was the most bizarre, made you sick to your stomach, because we all still see JC as being a little girl.
Do you think she'd be welcome back here?
Oh, are you kidding me? With open arms. Everybody would like start bawling, crying, I'm sure, if she came back. Like, I'm ready to cry right now, but yeah.
That is Tom Duhane reporting. You can learn more about the investigation on our website. It includes a story about Garrido's claim that he had a, quote, magic box, which allowed him to control sounds with his mind. You can read more about that on KRON4.com. Our developing story this morning, the foster parents of 5-year-old Hassani Campbell are due to appear in court early this week. This follows their arrest on Friday in connection with the boy's disappearance back on August 10th. Investigators now say this is a homicide case, not a missing person case. Lewis Ross is being held on suspicion of murder charges, while Jennifer Campbell is being held on suspicion of accessory to murder. I want to remind you to stay tuned to KRON 4 and KRON4.com for the latest developments on this case and the continuing search for Hassani. In news around the Bay this morning, Oakland police are searching for whoever attacked 2 men and then shot and killed a woman. It all happened about 1 o'clock Saturday morning. Police say that the man was robbed and beaten at a taco truck near the corner of 44th and International Boulevard. Police say a witness put the injured man in his car and started to drive him to the hospital. That's when officers say the attackers chased down the car and shot the Good Samaritan. He is listed in critical condition this morning. Police say the same attackers randomly shot and killed a woman who was sitting in her car on 45th Avenue. No arrests have been made. After a year-long tour of duty in Iraq, 45 U.S. Army soldiers will be reuniting with their families this morning at a Mountain View Reserve Center. They were stationed in some of the country's most dangerous areas. Most of the soldiers are from the Bay Area. They will arrive there by bus, and they will be reunited with their families later today.